I remember the day they first laughed at me, really laughed, like I was some foolish child chasing a fairy tale. I was sitting at the dinner table, trembling with excitement, trying to share my dream of opening my own design studio. My heart was pounding, voice trembling with hope, but my father's eyes narrowed, and my mother scoffed, "That's so ridiculous. Do you honestly think you can make a living doing that? You're embarrassing us." From that moment, their words became a chorus of doubt, a relentless echo that followed me everywhere. "You'll never succeed," they'd sneer. "You're wasting your time. This is just a pipe dream." I was told I was naive, that I was choosing a path that would only lead to failure and shame. Every comment was a knife, but I buried the pain deep, telling myself I was chasing something worth fighting for. Years slipped by in a blur of sleepless nights, relentless hard work, and endless setbacks. I faced rejection after rejection, crushed dreams, closed doors, the gnawing voice of doubt whispering that I was fooling myself. But I refused to let go. I believed in my vision, in the designs I poured my soul into, even when the world told me I was foolish. There were moments I wanted to give up, moments I questioned everything, my talent, my worth, my purpose. But deep inside, a fire burned brighter than any obstacle. I knew I had to prove them wrong, not just to succeed, but to reclaim my dignity and my identity. I wanted to stand tall and say, "Look what I've become despite all your doubts." So I pushed forward. I took every opportunity, worked tirelessly, and refused to accept failure as the end. Slowly, my designs gained recognition. I started small, local boutiques, online orders, a steady trickle of loyal clients. But I wasn't satisfied with small victories. I kept dreaming bigger. I poured my soul into every collection, every stitch, every detail. And eventually, that relentless pursuit paid off. One day, after years of dedication, my brand exploded. I was featured in major fashion magazines, partnering with renowned stores, gaining international acclaim. I had gone from the girl they mocked to a name that commanded respect. I was finally living the life I had always envisioned, powerful, independent, and proud. I had proved that my ridiculous dream was real, that I was capable of more than they ever believed. Then came the day I decided to return home. Not out of need, but to show them what their doubt had almost destroyed. I parked outside the house I once knew, a modest place filled with memories of endless criticism and silent disappointment. I stepped out of the car, wearing a sleek, confident outfit that reflected everything I had become. As I approached, I saw them in the yard, my parents, my siblings, staring in disbelief. Their eyes widened, mouths opening like fish out of water. I felt a surge of emotion, anger, pride, a quiet strength that had grown from years of struggle. I walked straight into the house, every step echoing with purpose. The living room was just as I remembered, faded wallpaper, old furniture, the ghosts of my childhood hopes. I turned to face them, my voice clear and steady. "Do you see this?" I held up my latest collection catalog, the images of my work shimmering under the light. "This is what I've built. Despite your doubts, your mocking, your disbelief, I never gave up. I proved that I could do what you said was impossible." My father looked away, ashamed. My mother's eyes glistened with tears I knew she wouldn't admit to. My siblings shifted uncomfortably, perhaps realizing the depths of their own doubts. But I didn't need their validation anymore. I had my own success, my own story, written through blood, sweat, tears, and unshakable belief. I stepped closer, looking each of them in the eyes. "This is my redemption," I whispered. "This is my truth, and I will never let anyone tell me I'm too small, too weak, or too foolish to chase my dreams again." In that moment, I saw their faces, the realization that I was no longer the girl they dismissed, but a woman who had defied every expectation. I had returned stronger, wiser, unbreakable. And as I turned to leave, I knew this was only the beginning. I had fought for my place in the world, and I had won. Their doubts had fueled me, their rejection had sharpened my resolve. Now I stood victorious, not just in my success, but in my unwavering belief that any dream worth fighting for is worth every sacrifice. I walked out of that house knowing I had reclaimed my story, my voice, my worth. And no matter what they thought, I knew I was exactly where I was meant to be. Because I had dared to dream, and I had dared to prove everyone wrong.